and welcome to Center Circle. I am Jermaine Brown. This week we visited the Sunshine City where we looked at two players from Portmore United. We kick things off with the midfield dynamo, Romeo Guthrie, who is in his first season with the club. After joining Arnett Gardens 4 seasons ago, Romeo Guthrie quickly made himself a household name. The central midfielder adopted quickly to life in the jungle, but he says that the journey wasn't an easy one.
Leading up to Arnett was pretty challenging, you know. With a player of no name, not much I've known anywhere much, was normally just playing just for fun. You know, it was really challenging. I really dedicated myself because come up to the ranks of all different clubs and youth programs and stuff like that. I would kind of be that person that push myself. I never really have like people around so they really say, let me help you or do this or that. But also actually just dedicate myself to everything leading up to Arnett Gardens. So it was more like a self-belief, you know what I mean? From just coming up, from a younger age coming up, just believing myself, always loving football, always use football as my escape. So I would really say that really started.
So you'd have come through Marvally, you and then Constant Spring and
it was only
two clubs.
Yeah.
And life at those two clubs, what was it like for you?
At Marvally was really a fun experience, you know, close to home, a lot of people familiar with me, so it was kind of an easier transition there, going in the Super League team as a young player. So it wasn't really a challenging situation, but it was really more of a fun situation and a learning situation for me. Going to Constant Spring was more like, that would have been the advanced situation where the other team see me and say like they actually see the attributes and the things that I can bring to a club. They actually accept me there and I went there and do my part, but I didn't spend long, because I just spent probably half a season there and then I transitioned to Arnett.
How did Arnett shape you though into the type of player that you wanted to be at the time?
It shaped me in a really workhorse type, in a sense, because going amongst a lot of top players there, big names, players that have been overseas, players that win the championship multiple times, and me, as I said, as a young player that don't have any name, no status, it really have to push myself to the extreme level, you know what I mean? And the players there actually helped me a lot, you know. I've been a sponge to the game being there. They teach me a lot. They actually have one-on-one conversation with me and help me. So, I mean, that really moved me in this situation right now.
But you rose quickly through the ranks because you end up being captain before leaving.
Yeah, that part, I think, based off of me working so hard and being dedicated and showing myself and being that person I am, I think that basically gave me an edge and build a trust for the staff and other players being there to give me that privilege and role.
So after writing his name in the football annals at Arnett Gardens, Guthrie took the highway on his way to St. Anne, where he joined Mount Pleasant Academy last season. A move he was expecting to catapult him further up the ranks of Jamaica's football.
Yeah, actually, yes. That transition to there was really a good one. I mean, I was enlightened that they actually saw me and actually wanted me a part of their project and what they have going. So being transferred to there was actually a great feeling at that time.
How you sum it up for me one season at the club?
Sum it up in one season, I would say a bit challenging and a learning process at the same time.
What were the challenges?
To be amongst so many talented players and so many players that actually want to play, you know what I mean? It's always going to be a challenge because at that point you have to bring an A game out every day. You can't come on slack off a day or two or even have a bad day. You know what I mean? Every day has to be an exceptional day. You have to be at the A game at all points. So that would be the challenging part. And as I said before, everybody wants to play. Nobody actually wants to be on the bench, but so be it, some have to.
With sharing games and not playing as regular as you wanted, that also, how did it affect the psyche that, you know, where I was playing regular, now where I'm not playing as much?
Yeah, definitely that would be a thought, you know what I mean, but I can't really put that in what's going on. I have to put that aside. That would be the feeling side. I mean, I have to put the emotions aside and just continue believing that there will be my time to play and actually can keep. But I mean, at that point, as a human being, you're going to think about it, you know, because as I said before, coming from somewhere that I'm a regular player, coming to be at a club that I'm sharing games. It's actually going to play with your meds and your mental side of it, but I still stuck out and stay strong, you know, same me.
It was also the first time that you have been playing or located outside of Kingston. So it was life away from home for you at the time. How did you manage that part?
I mean, I managed it pretty well, to be honest. I was trying to come home as much as possible to be amongst my families and friends and close ones. So I didn't think that was a challenge in a sense, you know, because I take my time out every chance I get to come home, or if I don't get a chance to go home, I would call and check up on everybody, or they would check up on me as well. So I mean, that wasn't really an issue.
But Guthrie's time at Mount Pleasant ended after just one season. His final game for the club, the Premier League final at the National Stadium, ended on a bad note for the 26-year-old as he missed his penalty in the shootout and were eventually beaten by Cavalier.
To be honest, it was like a dark moment for me personally, you know, because knowing myself, I don't normally miss penalty. I was actually a selective player that to keep penalty before at Arnett, and to miss a penalty in that moment, I mean, it's hard, you know, it's hard. I think that night I didn't sleep, to be honest, you know what I mean. Actually, it was really a dark moment, but penalty shootout, it can go both ways, you know. It boils down to that point, so anybody, but to miss wasn't a good feeling at all.
How did you get over it?
I took a vacation outside of Jamaica. Yeah, to take myself from out of the country and to be amongst my other relatives outside. To just free my mind, because they actually saw that I was really depressed about it, really and truly, because I wanted to win. Likewise, everybody else, I really wanted to win. That would have been my first championship. So it was a hard one to take. So I just took the vacation outside Jamaica and just free my mind from football for a minute.
Guthrie is now at 7-time Premier League champions at Portmore United, where he says he has found his mojo once more.
Yeah, definitely. The environment is very good. Players are very good, and I work with the staff and players that believed in me as a player and actually welcome me here. So the love and the comfort that I have here, it actually can show with me playing. As I came, coach basically let me know straight, you've been seeing me as a player and you see what I can do and how far I can take it, and him actually just tell me that I have to just come and bring my A game and even more and just do what I'm normally been doing, you know what I mean. So he actually gave me that responsibility, so I took it.
At age 26, you're getting closer to that 30 mark.
Yeah.
What's the expectation for you as a player? Where you want to see yourself?
Actually, I want to see myself actually getting a chance to play overseas. That's my main goal right now. Likewise, the national team as well. So that's really my main focus, to try to be in overseas, getting a better opportunity where I can help myself and my family in a better situation. So yeah, definitely that.
What about the chance of the national team? You mentioned that you made a debut last year in March,
yeah,
against Trinidad and Tobago. But few opportunities came after that. The fact that the national team coach doesn't live in Jamaica right now, does that affect you getting that spotlight?
I really won't say it affect me, because at the end of the day, it wouldn't be him as to be selected as players are, but at the end of the day, I have to be performing week in, week out, so that the boy can even look back even clips and videos, even if you don't get a chance to watch a game, you can actually look through and see that I'm actually doing enough and good enough to actually represent the country as well.
When we return, you'll hear from a player who is in his third stint with Portmore United.